All right, get ready for a clash of the AI titans. Today we're breaking down an epic showdown based on a head-to-head test from Tom's Guide. We're talking about two of the world's most advanced AI models going into the ring to see which one is truly the champion.
Okay, so let's get right into it. In one corner, you've got Google's latest, Gemini, and in the other, Anthropic's powerhouse, Claude. They were put through this whole series of 9 really tough challenges. I mean, these things were designed to push their logic, their creativity, and their practical skills to the absolute limit. So, who's going to come out on top?
So looking at our contenders, you can kind of see they each have their own fighting style, right? Gemini is all about speed, practical, modern solutions. Think of it as the nimble, quick tactician. Claude, on the other hand, well, Claude is the deep strategist. It's known for its incredible thoroughness and really rigorous analysis. Two totally different philosophies, and they're about to go head-to-head.
Okay, let's kick things off with round 1, a test of pure multi-step logical reasoning. This is where we really see if an AI can think through a problem step by step, avoid those common mental traps, and explain how it got the answer. So the prompt is this classic puzzle, and it's designed to trip up anyone, or any AI, that thinks a little too literally. You see, the snail makes a net gain of 1 foot per day. So your first instinct might be to say, oh, 30 feet, 30 days. Easy. But here's the kicker. On that final day, once the snail actually reaches the top, it's out. It doesn't slip back down. So the real calculation has to account for that final climb.
And you know what? Both models got the right answer, but how they got there was worlds apart. Gemini gave this, well, it was like a formal textbook proof. It was correct, sure, but really dense. Claude, though, was way simpler and more intuitive. It just clearly explained that by day 27, the snail is at 27 feet, and then on day 28, it climbs the final 3 feet, and it's done. It was just a more natural explanation of the puzzle's trick, so Claude takes the round.
All right, so it's 1-0 for Claude. Now let's see how they do with a technical challenge. We're talking about a practical, modern coding solution. This isn't about theory. This is about writing code a real developer could actually use tomorrow.
So, if you're not a coder, a web scraper is basically a little bot you build to automatically pull information from websites. It's a super common tool, but man, they break all the time. This prompt is testing if the AI can not only figure out why it's failing, but also write a solid, working solution that fixes the problems. And this round perfectly shows off Gemini's core strength. Claude's solution used a tool called Selenium. You can think of it like a heavy-duty industrial toolkit for this stuff. It was incredibly detailed, but also really complex. Gemini used a more modern tool called Playwright, which is more like a sleek, efficient precision tool. Gemini's code was just easier to use, faster to run, and honestly, more in line with how a lot of developers work today. For that practicality, Gemini wins the round.
Okay, so we're all tied up now. For our final featured round, we are pushing their creativity to the absolute limit. I mean, this is a very strict, almost cruel structural constraint. This is a true test of artistry under pressure. I mean, just think about how ridiculously hard this is. It's one thing to just write a good story, but you have to create a plot that makes sense, build suspense, and then deliver a satisfying twist, all while you're locked into this rigid ABC sentence structure. It's just a brutal test of balancing logic with creative storytelling.
And both AIs came up with some really fascinating ideas. Claude's story, about a body swap with a reflection, was genuinely creepy. But Gemini's story, about a murderer facing a supernatural punishment, it just felt more complete. The narrative held together better, and its twist ending felt earned. It fit perfectly into the story. For delivering a better story overall, Gemini scores a creative knockout.
So let's recap. Gemini took the coding round with its practicality and the creative round with its great storytelling. Claude absolutely nailed the logic test with its clarity. Based on what we've seen, it's a really tight race. But you got to remember, this was just a glimpse. There were 6 other rounds, testing everything from math to system design. So how did the whole thing play out? Let's get to that final verdict.
This really was an epic 9-round battle. These AIs were tested on their causal reasoning, their ability to handle ambiguity, even their talent for complex planning. It was a seriously comprehensive exam of AI intelligence. So, after all that, what did the final scorecard actually say?
And there it is, a decisive victory. Now, Gemini put up a fantastic fight, no doubt, and it won some key rounds with its modern approach and creativity. But Claude just pulled ahead with consistently powerful performances across the board.
So, the bottom line is, Claude takes the championship, winning 6 of the 9 challenges. And this isn't just a win, it's a major statement. It shows that Anthropic is a really serious contender in the AI race, proving that its whole focus on depth and analytical rigor can beat out the competition in a whole range of demanding tasks.
But that final score doesn't really tell the whole story. The best model for you truly depends on what you're trying to do. So let's say you're a data scientist needing a complex market analysis, or a lawyer who's reviewing contracts for tiny loopholes. Claude's incredible depth is exactly what you need. But if you're a student building a quick project or a marketer who needs 10 different versions of ad copy, like right now, then Gemini's practical speed is your champion.
So while Claude took the title in this particular fight, the real winner is anyone who now knows which tool to reach for. But it does leave us with a bigger question for the future, doesn't it? As AI keeps evolving, are we going to see more of these specialized champions, each one best for a different kind of task? Or will one AI eventually just learn to do it all and reign supreme?